Thank you for tuning into the latest episode of the Splashcast, your go-to podcast for news and discussion in the world of sports. This show is produced by Creative Logic Solutions. Whether the project is big or small, let Creative Logic Solutions help bring your vision to life. Catch our latest episodes and stay updated with the world of sports by tuning into the podcast live on Mondays or catch the re-air on Dive Team Media Network, where you can also check out other Dive Team Media content as well. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 229 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I am your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys. Once again, for you Star Wars nerds, may the 4th be with you. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be highly favored. And on top of that, remember, tomorrow is Cinco de Drinko. But we start.
Drinko tacos.
I like to pull up number 1 for Live Golf, RIP. They killed the club. Also, Spirit Airlines. I almost said something I had no business saying.
That boy put Live and Spirit in the set. Let me tell you, Live quit. Never mind. We out of there. Yeah, man. RIP to all of them. If you have a chance, what he's referencing is the mic check. If you're listening to the playback of this episode, please go back and listen to the mic check. For those turning in with us on Monday night at 9:28 Eastern Standard Time, thank you for tuning in with us. We are here. We are hither. We alive. A little sad. Well, not sad. I'm not sad anymore. Little sad, but we here. It is the basketball episode. Listen, football is pretty much done.
Yeah, I was about to say this is your runway to talk about football.
Oh, okay. Football is done, but the draft has ended. The Falcons have made their picks. There's been a shout out. We do want to give a shout out to Michael Penix. He got married. And he looked great dancing on the dance floor. He looked great. So
hey, get under the center, brother.
It was real cool that he had Terry Fontenot there, by the way. Yeah, that was pretty dope.
And somebody hired Terry Fontenot in the AFC.
So this summer I will be talking about, I'm going to do my summer schedule. That's coming soon. We'll preview mini camp. We'll have our mini camp updates. We'll do position battles. We'll see how the draft picks are doing. Then we'll go into our preview, our preseason. And then after preseason, we'll probably ratchet back up to regular season. So I can't wait. Y'all know this is fun for me. I hate that I missed the draft, but hey, I got 2 kids. So we will definitely
shout out to our executive producers.
Both of them. Shout out to them. Yeah. So that's football. Right. That's it.
And now we're gonna do basketball, and we're gonna bring Reggie back. And then we're going to bring back Big Dougie himself. We'd like to offer a congratulations to John Wall as he becomes the president of basketball operations for Howard University, returning to D.C. This is a fantastic marriage for a myriad of reasons. Number one, you got a guy who's a star in D.C. for a long time, partner with our archest of rivals, the Dog Park, a.k.a. Howard. But this year offered them great visibility. This is a guy who knows basketball, who's beloved and respected in basketball in his city. I can't, as much as I want to hate, I can't. Also, Howard got the best Jordans out of everybody that came out. I think they're the 13s. They smoked all of y'all.
Wasn't John Wall on Team Jordan too?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so. Yeah, but this is president of basketball ops. Some of his roles and responsibilities he's going to do is he'll oversee roster construction, talent evaluation, and player mentorship. So you can see the shift that's now going, especially in basketball. It's a little different in football, but it's similar. With now, instead of recruiting, it's roster construction. He's tasked with managing NIL strategy and revenue sharing initiatives. Basically, he's fundraising. And then he's also going to be the talking head and celebrity guy that all schools will have for recruiting and transfer portal, all of those things. So he's going to be basically the face of Howard. And it's nothing new to him because he was the face of the franchise, which was then the face of the. So he's called this his second home a lot. He had his best years here. He comes back to DC all the time. I think he still does foundation charity
DC
as well.
That's his place.
So I mean, he's excited, and he's going to work directly with the coach and GM Daniel Marks to further elevate the brand of Black excellence associated with HBCUs.
It's a perfect.
So
year.
that
this
is
a slam dunk.
I am really, really excited to see our age group and demographic get into the business side one, but then get into the business side for HBCUs. He could.
I really appreciate that. He could have not done shit.
Howard.
He could have not done shit. He'd have made an ungodly amount of money. He don't have to do anything else. He's chosen to do this in the city that really made him who he is. I really appreciate this. Also, A&T, I know he's not necessarily your guy, but y'all should call J.R. Smith. He is an A&T alum. Wouldn't hurt to say, hey.
Even if he ain't got to be president of basketball ops, he can just be,
assistant general manager like Trey, like Terrence Mann, like Steph all Curry. Of those.
He could do all of those things. What do they say? Strategic NIL management and revenue sharing and raising initiatives. Fundraiser. Correct. Make him the fundraiser.
Right. Yeah.
And for golf too.
Shake hands and kiss babies, whatever it is. But we have to find a way to align ourselves with these people as well as our rich alum, because that's what the Power Fours are doing. They say, we don't need you athletes. We literally have guys who just have ungodly amount of money. We have to spend our money, but we also need to align ourselves with these people. And
they recycle the money. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
If you're an athlete, and I know many of you guys, when you kind of get a chance to have a conversation, what's the first thing they say? Man, I wish I could have gone to an HBCU. Well, you might not be able to go, but you can lend a hand. You can use your influence and uplift the community. And shout out to John Wall. Good job.
Yeah, man. Shout out to John Wall. Shout out to Big Mike too, man. Mike Davis is officially going to Mississippi Valley State. He has accepted their bid to be the 13th head men's basketball coach. He brings 35 years of experience, including 24 years as a head coach with 14 appearances. Of course, everybody knows him when he succeeded Bob Knight at Indiana and led the Hoosiers to the 2002 national championship game. AJ Moye, Westlake, who was on that team. But then they ended up losing to Maryland with Steve Blake, Duhan, and there's what's the other guy? I can't remember their name. All of their names: Chris Wilcox, Byron Mouton, all of those teams.
That's a throwback.
And then recently he was on Penny's staff as an assistant head coach. So you never know, man. What I like about this is knowing that he was on Penny's staff. I think HBCUs, some of them are embracing being the feeders and basically feed athletes. I think Jackson State is doing that, and they have it basically open both ways where they get food and they send food out, right? So
absolutely.
I think that model is starting to catch on across the SWAC, and it will eventually catch on across HBCUs in general. So this is a great move for me, man, in my point.
Yeah, excellent move. Mississippi Valley State, we've talked about it on end about their limited resources, and finding a way to get a guy this good with what you got is a hell of a move. I expect them to keep trying to fight, continue to get better, and I wish that they could raise more money to give them a fighting chance. That's really the thing, is at least give me enough where I can try to make it where I can be competitive, because then that's where things get interesting.
Well, yeah, I think he's a program builder. So he's got a lot of old connections. And I'm not saying that because he's older, but I'm just saying he's been in the game for a long time. He's got a lot of connections. He's got a lot
That's what I would expect. Yeah, you need to come. You got the standard operating procedures here.
And he's got an old school mentality. So he's going to have discipline and all those things. And, if you can use the connections and say that, hey, I got people to the league and I can get you to D1 and get you some money, it's a win. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's a conversation to be had for sure. Now we're moving on that we've covered HBCU in hoops. This, to me, is one of the biggest moves of the offseason. Dallas Mavericks are hiring Masai Ujiri as a franchise's new president and alternate governor. It almost beat me. This is a fantastic move because basically since the Dallas Mavericks new ownership purchased the team, they've been shitting the bed. And I know y'all want to blame it on Nico. It's the ownership group.
It is.
It's they are the decision makers. They sign off on everything. No, they are the decision makers. Nico is an employee. He got to get approval to make the trade to send Luka Doncic to the Lakers. Then after that, you have
still his idea.
I don't care whose idea.
I do what you're saying. I'm not shooting. No, I ain't shooting that bell. I'm not shooting the bell for that.
No, at the end of the day, you sign off on this, and I think that they came in under the pretense that they're not basketball people, and I bought this team, and I'm going to create casinos in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, doesn't look like anytime soon that there will be casinos in Texas. And I think that they've now seen and had their reputation be embarrassed in a manner where they said, hey, we got to fix this. Because you acquire Anthony Davis, and then you have to basically trade him for peanuts. Now you've taken Luka and turned him into not much, and you got lucky enough to get Cooper Flag. So the best thing you can do is
collusion. Dun 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 dun. Told y'all.
Sure, I mean,
we
frozen ping pong balls. But for me, I think that this is a great pivot, and I hope that he has all the control because this guy is a basketball savant. He is still a partial owner of the Toronto Tempo expansion team in the WNBA. He's a guy who was pivotal in Africa basketball Africa, whatever it is. But he is NBA Africa. That's it. Thank you. But he is a international basketball guy. And him with Cooper Flag and potentially some resources, I think the Mavericks have done the right thing. I tell y'all every week that, you know, coaches and players mean a lot, but leadership is going to dictate how good or bad your team is overall consistently. That is going to be the one thing that you can look at and say, do we have good leadership? Then cool, we'll probably be pretty good. If we have bad leadership, then this thing probably needs to be burned down. And I think that this is a fantastic move. If I'm Cooper Flag, I am thrilled. I am immediately on the phone with him. If I'm Kyrie Irving, I'm probably a little concerned.
It's interesting. I don't know what they do with Kyrie. That's something interesting you brought up. He'll oversee all. He does have all the control, so he's going to oversee all operations, roster construction, scouting, and long-term strategy. He is being given the reins, just like he pretty much had it in Toronto. Of course, Nico Harris was hired 6 months ago, so he inherits Cooper Flag, probably Derek Lively, but I would probably think Cooper Flag is going to be the only untouchable piece. They will have a draft pick, right? They didn't trade away any draft picks. They will.
They have a kind of solid team. The biggest thing that they have is Cooper Flag, and then basically everything else is a very solid tradable asset, minus maybe like Kyrie. And I still think that you could move him. It's just it might take a little bit more. But overall, there's not a ton of bad contracts on this team. And with the change of the CBA, bad contracts are the thing that you really have to be able to manage and deal with. And being able to start with basically a relatively straightforward setup, he's in a good position.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, of course, we've been advocating for him to get a job somewhere. When they were looking for a Hawks, when they restructured the Hawks, he was like, hey, hire him. So, I expect now he is very plugged in with, again, NBA Africa. I do expect for them to get a lot of rangy type athletes because he's one of the original architects was his thing, was building the Raptors into that rangy 6'8", 6'10" team. So and now that's caught on going everywhere. Him and I hate to say it, but Danny Ferry with the Hawks was the same way, but he racist. But Masai
can't talk about the Nigerians.
Masai was one of the original architects of that in modern basketball within the last 20 to 25 years. So shout out to Masai. Maybe the Mavs can do something right. They trying to, and you're right, they trying to get out the way. The owners and everything are like, look, you run it from here.
My bad. We came in here, we thought we knew everything. We didn't. Everybody, like, and I think that everybody's rich. And when you're rich, and when I mean rich, I mean infinitely wealthy, then you just think that, oh, all of my skills transfer to everything. And some of them do. Management and being able to identify assets and things, I think that does kind of transfer. But the day-to-day movement, the understanding of how things actually transpire in this industry, just like their industry is casinos, this man industry is basketball. Let me get out of the way because I've sullied our name. And I think that's the thing is the fire Nico from all of the fans, the heat that, you're getting on the media from everywhere about how stupid you guys are. Eventually, that embarrassment will make you say, you know what? I probably got to do something else. I got to get somebody else in here to do something different.
So I think they also made him a offer he can't refuse. And before we go, I'm just gonna say you had to go get a black man to fix another mess that you created.
Again. Yeah, absolutely. Who else would come and clean this up? But the other part about this is I do think that people have been calling Masai. I think that parting ways or being fired, I come here and tell y'all every week, it's not always a bad thing. And if you're really that good, you'll have an opportunity to pick your next spot because people knew what he was. And you see Toronto Raptors immediately after they fired Masai Ujiri, they signed themselves up to that Jakob Poeltl contract, which is one of the worst in the NBA.
Yeah. So shout out to Masai, man. Shout out to Masai.
Next up, Orlando Magic have dismissed head coach Jamal Mosley. This is legitimately less than 24 hours after the Magic lose to the Detroit Pistons in Game 7. This was always the rumor going into the game. The only way that we actually thought that he would be able to keep his job if he was to be able to defeat the number 1 seed Detroit Pistons. I'll give my thoughts here. I think that this is a great firing for Jamal Mosley. The Magic's issues are not with coaching as much as they are roster issues. And I don't know how they can fix the roster when you trade 4 or 5 first-round picks and pick swaps for Desmond Bane. He didn't do that. He don't make those decisions. And the person who made that decision, that's who should be held accountable. But that's just not how it goes in this day and time. Also heard rumor that he may be in the front of the line to be the next head coach for the New Orleans Pelicans. I think that he would be great there, and maybe he could say.
What about the Bulls? Did the Bulls hire somebody after Donovan left?
No, not yet. It depends on what he wants. I think the Pelicans are. I told y'all. I think the Pelicans, when healthy, are a ready-made team. I think that they're just literally move Zion and get a legitimate big away from. I ain't gonna say necessarily being the best team in the West, but they could contend.
Yeah, yeah.
And
out of your ass right now.
Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is, you got to look at a lot of these teams who are going to have to. With the way the CBA is set up, you're going to build a team up, but you can only maintain that team being that team for so long. Denver Nuggets got a lot of soul searching to do, as we'll talk about and getting put out in the first round.
You getting everywhere. Don't release everything else out.
I'm not, but what I'm saying is, if you look at a team like the Pelicans, what they got, a bunch of good young assets, and you look at some of these other teams who are going to have to make real tough decisions, Yeah, I mean, you've got to be a vulture. You got to circle and say, hey, what can I pick off of this team? And I think the fire and the toughness that he plays with DeJounte Murray, Jeremiah Fears, Trey Murphy, it's a very interesting place to be. Bulls needs a little bit more work for me.
Mosley out of Orlando. You said it all. I'll just say, I told you I was gonna happen. I told you I was gonna happen before the rumor started. I told you I was gonna happen before All-Star break. I said, hey, they are like 9th. There's no way, reasonable or not, that these expectations are gonna happen. And you stay in the play-in talk the whole year, and Paolo don't like you. And they paid Paolo. Now, whatever happens after that happens. But at the moment, the money trail don't like you. So I told that he was gonna be fired. Do I think it was just? I think the relationship had run its course. I don't think he's a bad coach. I also think you're right. If he would have won against Detroit, but once they blew that lead, I was like, well, that's it.
But this is the thing.
That was it. It was
if they beat Detroit and now I got to stick around in this job for another year, it doesn't do the team any better. Doesn't do me any better. I'm more miserable now. So yeah, I think that part ways, especially you get to part ways, you might get a team with something already going versus the Magic gonna have to do some soul searching. And I don't really know the answer. And you got to figure out what to do with Franz and Paolo. I don't think that magically that just works now, but it's also not our problem to figure out. I wish all of the teams best. Well, I don't. I hope the Magic continue to lose. But the one thing that I do want y'all to take from this is most important than anything is teams are dying because of expectations now. The Magic went from no expectations to one really good season to high expectations to blow it up. Or excuse me, not blow it up.
All the time.
Fire the coach. But realistically, the expectations are what got everybody fired. This team's just not that good. They're just okay. I don't think that they're a terrible team, but I just think that they're mostly all right.
I think that they should have, because they knew that they were going to fire him a long time ago, they didn't make any moves. I think if they were invested in the coach, they would have made a move because they were a move. Even though you did go get Bane, you needed and Suggs did play his ass off, but you needed to go get somebody. You needed to make a move. You had a whole lot of assets that you just weren't using. So I think you needed to eventually make a move, and they didn't, which signaled to me that, we just gonna wait till the season.
But I think the Bane move is the worst move of all of them. And I don't know how you fix that. Time. And I can't imagine you could trade him for half of what you gave up.
No, I mean, you're not going to trade him. But, I mean, hey, that's the next coach.
Right.
We can go ahead. We can go get off this Knicks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Thoughts and prayers. Next up, JB Bickerstaff was given a extension, which is very interesting to me because I know that he coached very well this season. People were pretty upset that they could have potentially lost in the first round. And
supposed to be upset.
Okay, but if you're gonna be upset, then go right to contract extension. That to me, I mean, it's your team. You kind of run it how you want to, but I don't understand having both feelings.
You had 15 years of mediocrity. Not even mediocrity. You were
well. Then you bad,
and then he turned you around. You've had 2 successful seasons, and people don't think he should have been fired from Cleveland. Well, a lot of people don't.
Once again, I said that then. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just be fired and go somewhere else. I do think that if you look at Cleveland and you look at Detroit after this season, Detroit has a much clearer path to potentially a championship and being competitive longer than Cleveland does.
Right. So if that's the case, then Detroit is doing the exact same thing that Cleveland didn't. Well, the
Correct.
exact opposite thing that Cleveland didn't. I'm okay with it. I think he's earned it. I think him and the GM now gonna have to figure some things out. But I mean, you the number one team in the East. You have Cade. You've built a roster with the GM that shows that you guys have sustained success. Happy for JB. And remember, JB and Mosley are best friends. So I wouldn't be surprised if somehow or some way Mosley, if he doesn't get a head coaching job, ends up in Detroit on
Hey,
JB's
brother,
staff.
I heard it's cool over there. You got one? I sure do. Come on, my guy.
I expect
And
that.
before we move on to the playoffs, I do want to talk to you about and want to hear what you think about the Warriors. They ended this season very unceremoniously. I mean, they got threw out of the club. I mean, yes, you still got thrown out of the club. Steph is getting older. Draymond is getting older and louder. Steve Kerr had the little trio conversation and said, "Hey, man, I don't know what happens from here, but whatever happens, I appreciate, what you guys have done." And then there's just been conversations that they're having conversations. What do you think about this? Because you got to think that the rest of the teams are firing coaches and hiring coaches because they want to get a head start.
I think the moves that the Warriors have made over the last 5 years have screwed you. It's going to be, I know you have Steph, and anybody in the world will want to coach Steph. But would you want to coach everybody else on that team? Would you want to coach and Draymond for 4-minute spurts is old Draymond on defense? Maybe even 6 minutes. But that age is there. Health is an issue. I mean, they do have, I think, a lot of people coming off the books, but the coach that you're going to have to get, if you don't get Steve Kerr, because the fact that you keep having these conversations, not making any decisions, doesn't make sense to me. If I'm Dunleavy, like, you gonna have to make a decision soon. I need to know by the draft. I think we'll probably hear something about Kerr by the draft because I need to know which direction I'm gonna go. If you're gonna leave and we're gonna part ways, then I got to get the coach in here who's gonna have the right strategy that we agree with, so that we can evaluate talent and figure out what we're gonna do. I don't even know if they have draft picks or not. But to me, I think this is a cluster fudge. I'm trying not to curse because my child just woke up. I think this is a cluster fudge. And I think this is what happens when you're loyal to a player past their, I won't say expiration
Golden
date,
State
but
is slated to have a lottery pick, low lottery, but lottery pick.
So the coach you're gonna have to get now, because apparently you're not gonna kick Steph out, and Steph ain't gonna make Draymond leave. You're gonna have to go try to draft or get a team that complements them.
Well,
I don't know how that happens.
Draymond is an expiring $27 million player.
So you think you think he's coming back? You think Draymond's coming back?
What you mean coming back? Yeah, it's a player option. Yeah, that's just money.
You said expiring. You meant next year is expiring, not this year.
Well, no. The contract is an expiring contract. It's technically, yes, it is expired. He has a player option that he's going to pick up for $26 million. They've already parted ways with Clay. You do have Jimmy Butler at 56 million.
Told y'all that was foolish too.
He's tradable though. He's very tradable. Now Jimmy might not like where he's going, but that's out of his control. But that contract, the teams that are tanking will be more than happy to take the $56 million expiring. Draymond, same thing. He's expiring. You got Moses Moody at $12 million, and you got Stephen at $62 million. You basically have a clean slate. You could trade Draymond, and you could trade Jimmy, and you could get a lot back.
What?
I mean, you get players back.
Ooh.
I guess you
talking about in the same trade?
No. I think that, you could. I don't know. You're right. If I got Jimmy, if I'm taking Jimmy, I'm probably not giving you much, but filler.
Ain't Jimmy like 36?
Yes, he is 36.
Coming off an ACL?
But tanking teams are going to take him. They'll be more than happy to take him.
Who? Jimmy has to go. Jimmy is similar. If Jimmy has to go somewhere that's gonna win, so it ain't going on. He wouldn't get. And you can say it's out of Jimmy control all you want to. We've seen Jimmy blow some shit up. So twice.
You can't blow anything up because at worst they just buy him out and send him home.
Okay. Then I can go to a contender. Doesn't matter what happens at worst, nothing. It's the fact that I'm going to get to a contender. How it gets there, you talk about how we get there all you want to, but I'm going to make a scene until I get to where I want to go. That's the Jimmy Butler way. So, with that being said, ain't no lottery team, ain't no tanking team going to take him. And he ain't going to go.
You might have to.
So you ain't going to get no picks. I don't think you're going to get much for I maybe age is something I put too much, but 36 coming off of ACL.
I feel like the Kings are the answer.
You think Jimmy gonna go to the Kings?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what Jimmy the Kings are not going to be trying to keep him long term. You can be as mad as you want to, bro. You're not coming back here. You leaving.
Yeah, you leaving, but as long as the Kings know. Hey, Jimmy ain't gonna be there neither.
Oh yeah. I think that their biggest thing is trying to clean their books. That's the reason. Maybe maybe a Sabonis. They got DeMar only got one more year. Hunter only got one more year. They don't really have a lot either to.
Unfortunately, Jimmy tearing his ACL prohibited that because you could have done that this year. You would have been in this draft.
They would have wanted that first.
You don't know.
They would want that
11 pick. 2028 is. We don't know what 2028 is. So,
but the thing for me is,
I'm sorry.
I think the Warriors are dragging their feet. I think that their Steph is kind of on his Giannis. You need to be way more divisive in your decision making. Hey, this is what I want. Draymond can go.
Well, that's the part is can Draymond go? Are you going to release? It's up to you. The GM is not going to release Draymond.
No, not little Dunleavy. Hell no. So, but Steph, you got to make your intentions crystal clear. And if your intentions are not, or if your intentions are to rock this season out how it is, then your expectations should be low. Like potentially not even in the play-in by the time it's all said and done. Utah's knocking at that door. The Pelicans are going to be trying to win. All the Blazers, all of those teams are going to be trying to be ahead of you, and that puts you in a very tough position in an already stacked West.
Well, I just know Jimmy. I wouldn't have paid Jimmy that, and he can go. I don't think they're going to trade Draymond. I think that Draymond's going to have to be forced to retire, and everybody else.
I mean, you could just. I mean, trade him, buy him out, let him resign somewhere. I think the Jimmy buyout is
Jimmy
different.
or Draymond.
Draymond. Both are potential buyout candidates. Just do you want to pay Jimmy $56 million? Or you want to pay Draymond? I think it's $27 million. They both going home, and wherever they're going, they're not staying.
Last thing before we move on, Jimmy for KD.
Hell no.
Why?
Because KD's too valuable to trade for a guy to trade for Jimmy. Straight up, you can get pieces. I mean, I would rather
I
give
never
you.
said straight up. I just said that that
I
trade
would
value
rather
works.
give you Kuminga, CJ, Reese Shea, and a first. That second
Yeah, you
first for
thinking about from
KD.
the Hawks.
Well, I'm
You thinking
saying
about the Hawks.
I've just seen too many KD packages that are better than I'll give you Jimmy and you buy him out.
Jimmy is just part of the trade, but I'm just saying if for money wise and for what KD wants and what Jimmy wants, you both get to go to contenders. Well, you Jimmy gets to go to contender. KD becomes a piece to try to be a contender. He plays with Steph
Also,
again and
y'all
Draymond.
don't do that because then I could see if y'all get KD to go and say, I could see LeBron saying, okay, I'll do it. And then we'll just NBA basketball this thing out. Steph, KD, LeBron, Draymond.
And they still gonna lose.
I mean, you might, but it would be fun.
It'd be fun to watch. But
I mean,
yeah, that's where I am on the Warriors. It's too many unknowns. Y'all better figure it out. I know that. I know that draft
is
and that lottery is this week. That lottery
they're
is
not
right?
moving fast enough for me. The
That's what I
lottery is
said. Y'all
in
better
5
figure it out.
days. Yeah.
Oh, you got 5. You got 3. Kerr. you really shouldn't have that much.
And that's the other part. I think Steve Kerr is just holding them hostage, bro. You're not coming back there. We all know that. Draymond, like, I think that what they're really not doing is ripping the Band-Aid off. They're just trying to be polite and not hurt anybody's feelings. And in the process, you're just wasting everybody's time and missing opportunities to potentially get the coach and other assets, GMs, etc., front office people that you want. But let's move on. We are going to the playoffs. I mean, it would be, but I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right. Because Karl Malone wasn't that terrible, and GP still went to the Heat and won a championship. What was that backwards? I can't remember. I'm old. But we are here. We are here we're going to start out with our Atlanta Hawks. Our beloved Birds died against the New York Knicks in terrible fashion. We're not even going to talk about that game. There's nothing to take from that game other than it's over. And we never need to have that happen again in life. But even though that was a sour note, I think that overall the season was a success. I think that we've come a long way. I think that we positioned ourselves in a manner upright. Hold on. So that we could potentially in the future do what we did again this season and find teams that are wounded and continue to capitalize. We have a top 10 pick, 23rd pick in this draft. We could open up a max salary if we were to move Jonathan Kuminga and on top of that, not re-sign CJ. We have a $24.3 million option and we have multiple exceptions. This is a very good place to be minus that last ass kicking by the Knicks. This mostly is good. It's very good.
Yeah, man. To me, this was a successful season because of the second part of the season. I think getting to buy into Quinn's offensive philosophy really helped out a lot in understanding what we were doing. Just the Knicks, unfortunately, the Knicks series the way that it ended overshadows it and sours it. I wish looking back, I won't have revisionist history or I won't look back and try to say I told y'all so. The only thing that I wish that Quinn that I probably will hold against him. Not the only thing, but the main thing is like not playing Coloco and going to get Avery Bradley. That really, really bothered me. And it showed so much in the series that after game 4 or after game 3, they just we just didn't have the size and the paint to stop them. So with that being
hold
said,
up. Also, a very, very special fuck you to Goga Batadze, because had you not did what you did to Jock Londale, we potentially could still be playing.
yeah,
And that was just an
we would've had a
uncalled for,
backup.
dirty, filthy, dirty move. And I hope Jock Londale puts hands and feet on you. In his exit interview, he made it very clear. I stay in good shape. I try to do everything I can. So I want, because I can play all season until somebody rips your goddamn shoulder off.
It makes you hurt your ankle. Oh yeah. But with that being said, when you lose that way, it does leave a sour taste in your mouth. I liked what I heard in the exit interviews. I like Jalen Johnson saying, you know, he's gonna work to never ever have that feeling again. He knows what he needs to go in. He kept talking about how they knocked him off his line, going to the basket, and how playoff basketball is different, and even how the Knicks turned it up another level that they hadn't seen all season. I like to hear those type of things. He knows that he has to go in and work on his dribbling. He knows he has to go in and work on getting stronger. Same with Dyson. He knows he has to work on all of his shooting, all of his dribbling, all of his passing, and all of his finishing, all offense. We know that Ricochet, who Ansi, and I ain't gonna say they're not gonna trade Ricochet. I don't know what's gonna happen. Ansi is very close to the vest, but he's a pretty straightforward guy, though. He says he indicated that he wanted to develop Ricochet, right, in the exit interview. I think that was very, very important because Ricochet knows he's got to work on his strength, his handles, and of course, maturity and nerves. And he was working on that at the end of the season with Buddy Hield, right? Pull up shot, his handle, his crossover, all of those things, and having functional strength. So overall, for me, the series wrap up and the season wrap up sucks, but we have a clear vision of where we're going and what we want to do.
And I think what we need. I think in the past it's been very murky.
Yeah.
One thing that we're gonna get somebody with some size. Ansi said in the exit interview, he alluded to he plans to use both of those draft picks. He says it's very highly likely that we have two 19-year-olds in the rotation next year. He's also made it very clear, hey, this team isn't one player away from anything. He is trying to drive the things that drive continuous success. He is not trying to. I see all these stupid ass podcasters. Oh, we one player away. We need to go get him. X, Y, and Z. Y'all have to listen to the guy who's running this operation. That is not what he's trying to do. That is the absolute last thing that he's trying to do. He is trying to develop internally, and he is trying to make this a sustainable, winning program year after year after year. Even next year, don't come in and say, oh, well, we have championship expectations. The best thing that I can say is you should probably have top 5 expectations. That is where I think that reasonably what we're trying to get to next year. Now, if you look at some teams, you look at the salary issues with the Knicks and the Cavs, you say, man, that's interesting. You look at the Celtics in their situation after having such a great season, they get put out in the first round. There's got to be some pressure when you have two of the highest paid players. I think the two highest paid players in the NBA to consider moving one of those guys so that you can reallocate assets. So, you got the Pacers who are going to be back with the healthy, possibly healthy Tyrese Halliburton with all of his ailments. They're going to have Ivica Zubac, and depending on where the lottery pick is, they could have a very good lottery pick. So I think that Ansi is very clear about trying to keep and manage realistic expectations and understand this thing ain't going to be built in. It ain't going to be built in a night.
Yeah. And he's been very what we've heard and what they're talking about, he's been very, very committed to Quinn. Quinn is going to be our head coach going forward. I think right now they've already started negotiations, or they're expected to start negotiations shortly to secure him long term and avoid having the lame duck type effect. Because Auntie is so committed to the process, and it seems that Quinn is too, as much as our fans and how much we were upset about the 51-point loss, I knew that wasn't going to sway Auntie, because I think Auntie from the get-go has told y'all, like you said, if you listen, hey, we weren't even supposed to be this. We are ahead of schedule of where I thought we were going to be. And he always talks about development, and he talked about it with Ricochet. Outside of Ricochet, I mean, Quinn developed Dyson, most improved player. Got Nikhil Alexander-Walker, put him in the system, most improved player. Best record after All-Star break this year. And I think Ansi saw that Trey kind of wasn't the guy and was trying to do his own thing within the offense, and it just didn't work. And they tried to make it work with Trey. And then once they traded Trey and saw how things looked, I think that was a feather in the cap for Snyder. So, I mean, we're going to keep Snyder, and that's what it looks like.
This is where I'm not offering pushback, but I have a different opinion. I think that the vast majority of our success was on C, as we can say now that he came in second for Executive of the Year. If you look at Quinn Snyder over his tenure with the Atlanta Hawks, he is like 2 losses below 500. There's nothing about the Quinn Snyder experience minus this last little run that's anything that's of signature. Because even when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, that was with Nate.
Yeah,
Quinn
for a while that Trey was the guy that was sabotaging it all, though.
Yes, I agree. But what I'm also saying is Quinn is a Landry Fields guy. I think that Ansi Saleh, I finish. And number one, I think the one thing that we missed is this is his first year being a lead executive. He is a rookie by all intents and purposes. And in your rookie year, you come in second in executive of the year behind Brad Stevens, who's basically a Jedi at this. And then you look and you get 51 by the Knicks for a guy who's basically been sub 500. Because imagine if you don't go 20-5 at the end of this season.
It's a different conversation.
It's not even close to 500. So, yeah, if I look at what Quinn has done, mostly there's not a whole lot to write home about. And I think the Ansi, just like he knew what players that he wanted to get, that nobody else was really that too into. I think there's probably a coach that he's probably interested in having. I think
the Knicks are getting 51. The Knicks are right now 31 up on the 76ers. So I mean, the Knicks are right now, the better they keep playing, the better it look. It does 51 looks bad, but they beating the shit out of everybody now.
I also understand that, but honestly, this is where your own personal discernment matters. If you it's ultimately not a decision that either one of us make. Because if it was me, I would fire him. But what I'm saying is, if you take a guy who's been basically sub 500 the whole time, and you got 51 in one of the most important games where your team just gave up, if you sign him, you have to remember that's who this guy is. And if it doesn't work out, it's going to be on you too, because you knew who he was.
I mean,
what are we hitching your wagon? Hitching your wagon. I don't think that I would.
I think we need to also pay attention to what the contract is going to be. If he gets Quinn with a 2-year deal, then, if it ain't working, you can go type thing. Now, if you sign Quinn to a 5-year deal, then yeah, you've hitched your wagon. So I think we got to see what happens. But they pretty much committed to him, though. I think 50. You just said Ansi is Ansi. He's process oriented. 51 ain't gonna change what he was gonna do. I think he made a decision long before the end of that game.
And I mean, because the other part is, you almost let this guy piss away your excellent season. And to a certain degree, he did piss away your excellent season.
You just don't like him.
No. Because I mean, you got to look at it like, and maybe it's just me. And tell me if I'm wrong here. But we went 20-5 at the end of the season. You put this team together on the fly. You got rid of Kristaps Porzingis. You turned him into Jonathan Kuminga. You traded Trey in a trade where everybody thought that you got robbed. And then the last taste that people have in their mouth about this season is one of the worst losses in franchise history. For all the good that you did, that's kind of where that's the last thing that people are going to remember. People have a short.
People ain't auntie.
Right, but it's
obvious that you're biased to what you're going to do versus looking at how he operates and what he says. Now he could move on if he finds something, but for everything that's indicated about what he says, that's his guy.
And
process.
Fair enough. Yeah. I agree with that part, but depending on what it looks like going forward, depending on what it looks like going forward. But the other part is, I don't think you can offer Quinn a 2-year deal. Not now.
Why?
I made it through the first deal was like 4 or 5 years.
So
you gonna shorten the deal after we've been together for 4 or 5 years?
Who's we? Remember, Hansi's a rookie.
Yeah. Yes, but he's been with the organization.
Cool. Who?
Okay.
You said Auntie's been with the organization?
No, Quinn has been with the organization.
Oh well, yeah, cool. What that mean? That means didn't that mean he a Landry Fields guy or whoever hired Quinn before Landry Fields?
Correct. He's a Landry guy.
Yeah. So, hey,
what I'm saying
don't matter.
I haven't heard of a lot of guys getting a contract extension and it be the first one's a 5-year contract. Now you come back and you offer me 2 or 3.
But yeah, we'll see. We've been on this one for about 10 minutes now. But yeah, we'll see. I don't see that. But
the other part, speaking of up and down, is CJ McCollum is expected to draw offer slightly above the mid-level exception in free agency. The mid-level this year is about $14 million. By my estimation, I thought he was going to be closer to 20. But if it's going to be 14, 15, 16, I think that I would be a little bit more comfortable bringing him back.
I thought about it. They said they want to bring him back and he don't want to move. So mid-level exception is probably what he would do to stay here. It'll
be basically $15 million.
I'm cool with bringing him back as long as he goes back to the bench.
I'm not sure if I'm cool with bringing him back yet.
But if they're going to bring him back at 15, then he needs to go back to the bench. And he needs to come off the bench and be the 6th man and just score. That's his role. He stepped up in a pinch because Quinn lost confidence in Zachary Ricochet. But going forward, CJ can't be your starting point guard. So if you're going to bring him back, you got to bring him back as the backup guard.
I think I'm still more interested in Anthony Simons at 20 or 21 to 3 than I am CJ at even 15. Also, Chicago Bulls are hiring Atlanta Hawks senior vice president Bryson Graham as the franchise new EVP, executive vice president of basketball operations. This is what happens when you win. People come and poach your organization.
We'll be getting all the gold tendons right now, brother.
Great pickup here. It's a tough loss for the Hawks. One thing though, I think that honestly will be able to backfill. He has great leads in the NBA and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Now we finna move on to the playoffs. Here we go. Pistons beat the Magic. We already talked about Mosley going home. The Magic has some soul searching to do. Any parting words for the Magic or that series? Went 7 though. Hell of a series.
You can't. Well, I was gonna talk about all the other stuff we talked about earlier during the series, but you can't blow. You can't do that, Magic. It sucks. Deja vu all over again, as Yogi Berra used to say. Happened with T Mac. Happened with Paolo. I think Doc Rivers was the coach then. Black coach. Parallel. And that's how it goes. This was crazy when you missed 23 consecutive shots. That's just I want to say I had never seen that before, but we had literally just watched the Hawks lose by 1,000,000 points. It was down 75-22. So,
and we saw the same thing with the Rockets that time where they couldn't make a three for a day and a half or something like that. Where they just
that's a three. These are shots. They missed everything. I watched it. They missed free throws. They missed layups. They missed. I was like, oh, and Sneaky, do you? And I guess this is a sneaky question or a comment. You agree that Desmond Bain gave up? It sure looked like it.
I mean, there's also a point where it's going to be tough not to break a soul eventually. I hate to say it. I mean, we saw the same thing with the Hawks. It just got to a point where we're just literally just finish the game, bro. Bro, I don't care if you hit reset, running clock, whatever you want to do. Just get us out of here. We're embarrassed now, and there's no way we're not going to be embarrassed. But RIP to the Magic, at least for this year. I don't know what they do to fix that team. I don't have a ton of optimism for that situation. We already talked about the Hawks, 76ers, and Celtics. What you think, man?
No Tatum. Smart decision.
Check box.
Jaylen Brown. Hey, bro, stop crying. You got to stop crying, dog. If Embiid flops, you push off, right? Like, if Embiid flops, you also flop when you try to get shots. That's why you stick your elbow out there like this when you shoot a jump shot. You stick the elbow way out here, and then that's drawing a foul. Drawing a foul is everything, dog. You don't need to go online and complain. And then to say, like, I don't know if it's a shot, but I think a lot of people are interpreting it as a shot, saying this was the best, this is the most fun I've had in my career because he was the clear number one option. I think that's a shot, y'all. Kind of.
I think it's the truth. I think that he's always had to play Robin. I don't hate that. I want to be number one. And I had an opportunity to be number one, and I liked it. I wouldn't.
Yeah, the timing, I cool with you saying that later. He said that the night they lost. They lost, and he went and got online and was like, yo, this after. He went and did the press conference, talked to the media, then went home and talked some more. I was like, damn, dog, you really feel some type of way. Pot and kettle.
Feel some type of way. Go
ahead.
I was about to say the interesting thing here with the Celtics is you have Jason Tatum at $58 million, 58.5. You're gonna have Jaylen Brown at 57, Derek White at 30. Hold on, and then Sam Hauser at 10. The salary cap is going to be, I think, 164, 165. You're at 180.
Well, let me tell you who's already on the trading block as of. It said 000 76ers advance. Somebody pressed send. Derek White is going to be explored in trade values to save cap space. It's immediately what they said.
But
30 million is, but you know,
you need him.
No, you need him. The owners, the money makers, need to be up under that salary cap. Them aprons, they don't do aprons. We're not doing aprons no more.
And the repeater, they've been in that tax for a minute. And you know, every year there's a multiplier. And you already got Peyton Pritchard under salary for the next 2 years. Hugo Gonzalez. Everybody else is kind of can be moved, but just having two really big salaries and then that third sizable one, and you know you got Vucevic on their salary right now for 21, but he's coming off, so you're going to need a new center.
Nah, they got the dude
Kata, but I don't think.
You can sign him for cheap. With all them other centers that's out there, you can sign him for cheap.
No, what I'm saying is you're not gonna have enough next year if you think that you're just gonna be able to run it back with basically this team. But I don't know how you make this team better. That's the reason I'm saying at some point you
fair. But man, I do want to say, man, fuck the Celtics. I don't care. Pain and strife. I don't care. Listen, we're talking about losers. We keep talking about losers. Listen, y'all want us to shut up about the Hawks and we lose? Celtics, shut the fuck up. We don't care. Shout out to the 76ers. Shout out to VJ Edgecombe. VJ Edgecombe went crazy. Why we talking about losers? VJ Edgecombe went crazy. Tyrese Maxey looks like a top 4 guard in the league. Joel Embiid is out there playing, going shit. Me, Tyrese Maxey look crazy in that series, coming back from 3-1, and they leaned on Tyrese Maxey. All of a sudden, this team with Joel Embiid coming back, talking big trash to Jalen. Shout out to Jalen Brown. I ain't never seen no guard say I will guard the center. I ain't never seen nobody do that as a guard and decide and really do it and attempt. But shout out to Embiid, and then Paul George, playoff P. You found your role, ball. You ain't gotta be good. You just gotta hit clutch shots.
Told y'all
to the 76ers. Y'all did that, and I don't want to keep talking about the losers.
But I told y'all last year. Oh, not last year. Before when he first got suspended. This suspension is the best case scenario. He is healthy and ready to play basketball. Spurs dogged the Blazers out 4-1. I think that the Blazers have some interesting things to do. They have a bunch of guards. They have a surplus of guards.
Cavs, Raptors.
Oh, my bad. You're right. Cavs, Raptors. This is a great one. Cavs, just the better, more experienced team, outlasted the Raptors, who need some more shooting. I think the Raptors have a path if they could get rid of Jakob Poeltl in that terrible contract. I think that Colin Murray-Boyles has paid off to be everything that people assumed that he was going to be. I think that I just always look back on when they drafted him and he was like, I think he said fuck or damn, whatever it was, because he was looking around at the Raptors and, thinking to himself, well, where am I going to play with Scotty and Brandon Ingram and RJ Barrett? And it looks like that little foursome could be a terror if you could find you a legitimate point guard and, potentially move Isaiah Quickly and Jakob Poeltl. You could have some money to do something with.
Yeah. Toronto's missing Quickly more than anything.
That too.
You are going to be able, they can play against those teams because they had the shooting. Scotty Barnes with his freakishly long arms playing, he can play the 1 through the 5. And I admit I knew he was good and versatile. I didn't think he could play the 5 like that. And Colin Murray-Boyles, I saw him out rebound a 7-footer consistently.
Tough. He's a tough, physical basketball player. I do think that he has the benefit of practicing with Scotty every day. And I think that Scotty holds that physical toughness bar. And Murray-Boyles is like, well, if I'm going to be here, I got to be as tough as Scotty, or
did he go to what? Houston?
Play. South Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah. He was one of the guys we were really looking at. He's a he found himself a way.
But shout out to Toronto. But again, y'all the losers. Cleveland. Jared Allen, y'all, I know y'all, Norwood is real big on the second apron. He's talking about all of the salary cap. Jared Allen is proving himself to be wildly valuable. And I know he's either going to be valuable for you or you're going to have to use him as a trade bait. But Jared Allen was talking big trash. He was playing tough and physical, and allowed Evan Mobley to kind of be the passive big that he is. So And James Harden, he, like you said, he's gonna get you 15 to 20 now. And shout out to Spider Mitchell. You may be 6'1", and you may be the last of a dying breed. You be cooking in the fourth quarter though. Be cooking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I thought I wanted Toronto to win. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted chaos. I wanted all the lower seeds to win, and I'm very happy about the Eastern Conference first round. Every game went 7 series. Seven games. Every series went 7 games. Lord, y'all. Except for the Hawks and the Knicks. But I mean, even with the Knicks and the Hawks, the Knicks were down 2-1, right? And they had to basically go Super Saiyan and figure out that they could play better as a team. And there was so much controversy. So the second round has a lot to live up to in the Eastern Conference. You had 2 3-1 comebacks. 2.
Yeah, I mean, crazy. The Cavs are good, but I also have to say 26-27, their payroll $210,758. The salary cap is $164 million. You've been over the second apron.
Yeah.
That boy ready to do the grenade on y'all.
Ooh, go ahead and blow it up. Go ahead and blow it up. Controlled. That's that when you don't have to blow up the whole roster, just controlled explosion.
Right.
Pause if necessary.
But the thing about their roster is they're all so interconnected that once again, there's not like a easy, this is the guy who we got to fire. Because it looks like Mobley needs Jared Allen. Spider needs Mobley. Harden, I mean, you can't not have a point guard, right? And I don't know what you will replace him with. So, yeah, it's some figuring that's got to go on.
But it's still in the playoffs. Not my problem. Hey, I don't got no sympathy either. Y'all still in the playoffs. This is what y'all paid for. You in New York. This is what y'all paid for. Y'all have to meet in the Eastern Conference Finals. The battle of the pocketbooks.
You're right. Moving right on to another team with a similar problem. The Timberwolves beat the Denver Nuggets 4-2. I know that people have wanted to question the Nuggets getting put out in the first round of the series, and now they're questioning how good is Joker. That's a knee-jerk reaction. I want to be very clear. Joker is as good as advertised, and out of all the stars to ever play in the NBA, he probably has the least of them. I don't know anybody who's probably played with less. His main guy is a one-time 2026 All-Star in Jamal Murray. Aaron Gordon is cool, but he's third or fourth option, typically the fourth option, and Michael Porter Jr. now plays for the Nets. That's it.
Well, first off, yeah, Joker, for y'all to be knee-jerk about Joker is true. Aaron Gordon was hurt. Jamal Murray, all of those things happened. I think they were missing one more player too, if I don't remember.
Peyton Watson.
And for me, the issue with them is Braun with that contract. That contract starts, and boy, you've been awful. You've been Tony Snell. Yeah. You paid Tony Snell $125 million. Basically,
no, ain't started yet either.
Yeah, I said start next year.
Yes, he had 4.9 this year. He was playing about what he was. Next year,
he was
21,
he was right
23,
there.
25, 26, 28. It's an escalating contract. These are the conversations that I be trying to have. When you have these type of contracts, I don't know what to do with that contract. It ain't even started yet. That's like the equivalent of the Jakob Poeltl contract.
So for me, even with that being said, Joker, y'all can't lose to the Timberwolves. Y'all can't lose to the Timberwolves with no Ant, no Dante, no Ayo, and y'all lost and let Jaden McDaniels, who told y'all in game 2 that y'all suck at defense, not one of y'all, all of y'all, including y'all defensive stoppers, and you let him go out there in game 6 and 30 ball y'all, plus 10 rebounds. Shout out to Jaden McDaniels, because Ant said it. Yeah, y'all got such and such, but we got a Jaden McDaniels, and he be ready. And now they've got all the confidence in the world, and we watching them with the Spurs. We'll get there in a minute, but they not playing bad.
Hey,
y'all can't have. That's why all this talk is about Joker, because you can't do that. If Joker lost to Ant and had 40 like he did Luka, cool, right? It's Ant. It happens. He elevates everybody else. But you lost to Jay McDaniels, Julius Randle, and you let Rudy Gobert lock you down.
Well, I mean, Rudy is one of the greatest defenders of all time. But this is what I think that even me and you are guilty of. Sometimes y'all forget how good these NBA players really are. That dude said, hey, man, I know y'all used to, he's just 3-and-D. Hold on. Hold my beer.
As soon as he scored 30 points, they put out the videos. Oh, y'all don't remember him in high school, huh?
Exactly.
No, y'all only talk about him playing defense.
You know who the king of that is? Kevon Looney. Kevon Looney had one of their games, and they go back and watch that tape like, this is
a 3.
Yeah. He got a whole bag. But this is what the NBA is. The guys who you think don't have it, they just don't. They don't do it because that ain't what this team asked them to do. You get Brian Scalabrine down here. You think that these guys ain't good?
We talked about that's the first one, right? Did we talk about Spurs Blazers yet?
Yeah, it's Spurs are good. Yes, we did. You're right.
Well, Blazers, y'all played tough. Spurs are the Spurs.
Yeah,
I mean, you couldn't do nothing with Wemby. Denny Avdija, eventually Stephon Castle is just gonna be stronger than you, and he is stronger than you. Drew Holiday played to the best of his abilities, but that's what I wanted to talk about. That's what my notes say. Spurs Blazers. We knew y'all was gonna lose. Blazers. Y'all owner, y'all need to figure out a way to get him up out of there. And I know you can't do that with an owner. But this coaching search, if y'all let Tiago Splitter go after what he did this year and the way that the year started with this roster, that would be foolish. And he's trying to lowball coaches and pay coaches $1 million. He went to the University of one of them schools, not Memphis because that's Penny, but one of them schools over there, and tried to offer a coach $1 million. And the coach said, bro, I make more than that now.
Right.
Like, why would I leave?
Bro, you want HBCU coach?
You better for y'all. That's my thing with the Blazers. I think that ownership is going to sabotage the shit out of that team. And that doesn't need to happen. That's all they got in Portland, right?
And I would,
the pro team up there. The pro team up there?
Soccer team.
Okay.
The Portland Timbers. I knew I was out. That was coded. If y'all got the code, then you got the code. If you don't, you don't got it. I will say the thing that's most interesting about the Blazers going into the offseason is you got Drew there for 2 more seasons at 34 and 37. He potentially could be a good trade asset, even though he's expensive. Then you got Jeremy Grant at 34 and 36. He's another guy. If he wasn't so expensive, he would be a great fit for about every team in the NBA.
He was very impressive in that series. I didn't know he was that good.
He's so good. If he was $20 million instead of $34 million, he would have a ton of suitors lining up. At 34 and then a player option for 36. It's a lot of money. 36 probably not that bad because the cap will go up, but 34 next year probably pretty rough.
Drew old. Drew
and
old.
I'm gonna be honest.
He done grew locks, cut him, and grew him again.
Right, but somebody's gonna trade for him because they need a point guard, like a legitimate point guard. Maybe the Rockets. I think he could be very interesting there. I'm not in love with the Dame.
Blazers.
Man, I'm not in love with the Dame signing now because you already got Scoot, who kind of finally looked good. Even though trade him right now. If once the asset is playing to the best of its ability, move him. But you still got Shaden Sharp for the next 5 years, and you got Denny. I think that y'all should be focused around those guys instead of Drew. And I mean, you probably got to rock with Dame, but he's gonna stunt the growth of somebody there.
Yeah. So shout out to the Blazers. Hey man, y'all played well.
Oh, y'all probably gonna release
as you could. Shout
y'all
out to the Spurs. The Spurs. Vic is blind. I'm watching this game now. That's why I keep looking over here, y'all, because I'm watching this game. Victor got like 4 or 5 blocks in the first.
The half. Victor Wembanyama NBA Defensive Player of the Year award. Y'all go ahead and start it now. Don't even waste your time thinking about anything else. It's over. That's going to be his award, and all the rest of y'all who played defense in the past, you're going to be forgotten.
Now, I will say, Minnesota is playing them tough, though. But we'll get to it.
Lakers,
Rockets, or Suns, OKC?
Let's go to the mess. Lakers, Rockets.
Did I freeze? I think I froze.
No,
we'll keep talking. Lakers, Rockets. KD out of there. You think KD's out of there?
I think he has to be. It seems like they hate him and he hates them, and it is miserable. And he's also $43 million next year. I think that they can find a way to reallocate that money for a more peaceable and happy relationship. So, yeah, I definitely think that there's, that's the easiest piece to move. You got to figure out what you're going to do with Tari Eason. Mm-hmm. This was his team option this year, so either re-sign him or go home, but then the end of that bench can all be purged. Dorian Finney-Smith, I'm probably moving on from. Steven Adams, he's 32 years old at 13. You might be okay with keeping him around. And Jabari Smith, I don't exactly know if I want to move or keep him. I don't know how good him and Alperen Sengun can make it, if that makes sense.
I don't know if I want to keep Sengun. Like this entire roster is in flux to me, including. I think this is one of the.
You can't move Sengun at 23.
This is one of the worst coaching jobs we saw. I think Ime kind of shit the bed in this one.
I mean,
I think Ime has the rep. I think I'll get there. I think Ime has the reputation that kind of precedes him a little Doc Rivers-ish, right? Like Ime got to the finals that one year with the Celtics, messed around in more ways than one, and ran out of Boston, and then.
I see. Since you did that, my friend, you messed around. You the game and then maybe in the free time you have another.
And then he made it to Houston because he had this whole thing of this mystique of like, well, he had to be the one in Boston to get him there, and then they bring Joe Mazzulla and they go win the championship, and they don't credit Joe Mazzulla because
Crazy Joe.
Team, right? So then you get to Houston, and your fault or not, it's nothing but failed expectations. And you were supposed to be the coach that's supposed to be. Remember, his whole thing is he's the tough coach that gets the teams to be the players that they need to be to help them grow. That's his thing. He did it with Boston. And you went out there and you let KD destroy that team, bro. And
I think he at least gets another shot at it because
I'm not saying he's gonna get fired. I'm just saying y'all need to look at everybody. It can't be just the players. I think this was a bad showing in the playoffs all the way around. I think KD destroyed the karma of that team, but as the head coach, you know how work works. If a team leader destroys the team and the supervisor lets it happen, the supervisor's in trouble. Right? That's because that's under your leadership. That's what he is. He's a supervisor. So for me,
I ain't pick him though.
Who didn't pick him?
Udoka?
Who didn't pick who? He came over there with Udoka. They hired Udoka and went and got KD.
I mean, you ain't wrong. But I think that Kevin Durant will be the person who get blamed for it. I think Udoka gets one more season, but it can't look like this. They can't all hate each other for sure.
Yeah, you got a lot of soul searching. And shout out to LeBron. Because at the end of the day, every mistake that Ime made, LeBron was on the court. That's the advantage of having 41-year-old basketball genius LeBron as a coach on the court. Him and JJ Redick, when they put Austin Reeves in there at a point guard to bring the ball up against press LeBron, I was like, oh well.
No.
Blow this game.
When they put Reed Shepherd in there.
I'm sorry, Austin Reeves. I meant to say Reed Shepherd. When they put Reed Shepherd, there's a joke there. I'm not gonna make it. When they put Reed Shepherd there and come up against press LeBron.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. There are certain seminal moments in my life from sports that just are a snapshot. When Soler came up to bat and I said he finna hit this home run, I knew it. When I saw Reed Shepherd in the backcourt with LeBron James, I said, "Oh no,
they about to
all right. It ain't nothing. This ain't your fault, bro." I was thinking to myself, like, I remember when I was in middle school, high school, playing point guard, and when you're playing against a defender that's just substantially better than you, and he finna take the ball from you. I said to myself, Reed, if I was Reed, I would shit a whole brick. And that's exactly what Reed did. LeBron said, "Oh, this is lunch." Like, cool, look kid, because that's how y'all look kid. You literally my son's age, and you think you're just gonna dribble this ball here, and you think I'm not gonna take this from? Give me this, and that's not Reed's fault. You don't ever put Reed in a position where he has to hide from LeBron James. You got to wait 20 more years for LeBron James. LeBron is 40-ish. By the time that he's 60 and Reed is maybe 40, then at that point, maybe Reed will have enough. Maybe he'll have enough athleticism. Depends on how LeBron takes care of his body. But everything before that, you have to keep LeBron and Reed on opposite ends. Other part is, I'm not sure if Reed Shepherd can ever be a starting player in this league. So he needs to go watch all the VHSs of Mark Price. That's who he needs to be. That NBA is different, and he not physical or strong enough to be John Stockton or Mark Price. He's going to be
Stockton and Mark Price are two different players. Mark Price was a catch and shoot. He was good. He could get to the basket, but his role was 3-point shooter. And he was the catch and shoot guy. He may bring the ball up the court and then he passed it off and then ran around like Steph Curry, Reggie Miller, Ray Allen. That's what Reed Shepherd needs to do. Other thing about this, I am here. I hope Austin Reeves signs with the Lakers and Amen Thompson signs with Houston because I want to see them play and fight and hate each other for the next 10 years. Because Amen Thompson, I'm sorry, I got an accent, hates Reed Shepherd. I'm sorry. He hates him too. Hates Austin Reeves. He tried to pull his arm out of his socket in the last game. I was like, bro, at a free throw. I was like,
now that you bring that up, I think that there is a world where they should be traded for each other. I think that
I don't disagree.
If you put Amen next to Luka,
that's like a Sar and Cade.
Yes, it's like Dyson. It's the same thing that Trey had. We had Dyson. You got a guy to do all of my homework, and I'm gonna shoot all of his shots, and he can. I'm gonna help him be open. And I think that the Rockets, if you could sign Austin Reeves, he could possibly be a good enough hybrid with Jabari and Alperen Sengun. You would just have to find some more defense. But I think that that's a world that works. and you can score enough points, especially once you get rid of KD and $43 million.
Well, you probably would keep Tari Eason too. So Tari
Right.
can slide right into that defensive role, and he's a better shooter. I'm not mad at it, but I don't know if there's so much upside where I'm in. If he could just do anything offensively in terms of shooting, I think the upside is too great for that to happen. But it's a good trade. It's a good trade. Good trade.
Yeah, I mean,
I have nothing to say about that.
Upside in reality is different. One thing you can't say about Austin Reeves is, to varying degrees, he can score that bucket, and he's proven that when he doesn't have to be the Superman all the time, which he probably still would be the second option behind Sengun for the Rockets.
He would be a playmaker for sure. He would allow would allow him to be. The thing is,
and you still got Fred VanVleet.
But yeah. But I mean,
Fred, Austin, Tari, Jabari, Sengun. Balanced. I mean, ain't beating OKC, they ain't beating the Spurs, but
are they beating the Lakers? Is that team? If you swap them, does that change the outcome of this series?
The Lakers have $105 million in contracts next year. You don't know what the Lakers.
No. That's not what I'm asking. If you were to swap them two right now, does that change the outcome of the series? Somebody looking for me.
Potential.
Or are they looking for you?
I don't know who that is. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, is everybody healthy? Because everybody healthy, sure. This thing is. Yes, because I think the Austin Reeves and KD and Alperen Sengun, they make it way more difficult. But I mean, the thing about the Lakers is they don't have anything under contract. They're flexible in a manner where you don't know. I need you to at least identify yourself so we can know who's been ducking.
It's you from the stories that I've heard in the Splash Cast versus the World Pod.
Whoever Big Casket had join. Yeah. Let me know. I ain't ducking nobody. Ain't no smoke to be ducked. But yeah, overall, I think the Lakers flexibility going into next season very interesting. And then OKC beat the absolute hell out of the Suns, and the Suns had a good season. You just got to figure out what you're gonna do with Jalen Green.
I don't think the Dragon Ball Z beat down by the Knicks. Who is this person?
Identify yourself. Don't.
We appreciate you. Hey, make sure you follow. Now that you know where we are, we ain't hiding. Yeah, follow and tell all your other Knicks friends to come through here. I'm talking to the Reggie dude. What I do? Well, I wasn't ducking nobody.
Oh, Kev, you saw that? How he tried to put that on me? He's
you was on the live. He was on the live reaction, wasn't he? Well, I'm here. I appreciate you tuning in, big dog. Fuck the Knicks. Since you want to come out there hostile like that.
That boy Reggie was like, nah, it's got to be you, Norwood. It's the people in the...
Because I be online. That's why I don't be ducking. I be talking to people.
Whole time they're looking for you. But that's the entire first round. Suns.
You got to take a drink break. I want to get some whiskey since now people.
Me too. But my only thing is the Suns next year, they probably...
Fuck them. Now, see, I was going out. Knicks fans can never enjoy just goddamn winning. Y'all got to be fuck them.
Yeah. I mean,
Brandy. Let me get some liquor in my system. We gonna have a real conversation.
So hold on. My only thing about the Suns is next year you probably lean heavy into your rookies. Rasheer Fleming was on the bench in the G League, I think, for the vast majority of the season. He should be very interesting next year at the 4. Coleman Maluk from Duke should be very interesting next year as potentially their starting 5. And then, I'm probably trying to move Jalen Green for a guy who's a more of a point guard. I keep saying potentially Ja. I could also see Ja going to
I was here. I was online.
Hey, fam. Like, all right now. You got a little bit more Knicks shit to talk. Congratulations. But I ain't finna let you like continuously like barrage on my guy either before we get to reality here. You don't want that. The best thing we can do is this is what we say. We're gonna take a small break here. Everybody go refill your cup. We syncing up 9:56. We'll be back by 9:59. We drinking and talking shit. How about that?
Eastern Standard Time. Let's get to it. Let's get to it because we in the second round. We gonna talk about these playoffs. Let's get to it.
We not running.
Y'all done charged me up a little bit. And I'm here. I'm ready. I know y'all can hear me. I don't care. Interlude playing. I'm here. Y'all, we got here now. What's up? Nah. Knicks fans, don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. We back.
Welcome back, ladies. We are back. We are blessed. We are highly flavored. I think that if y'all ain't heard it in a little bit, y'all know what sound that is. Cheers. Modelo. For a little razzle dazzle, as it ain't quite Cinco de Drinko, but we do Drinko like it is the Cinco. Happy to be here. We ain't running from no smoke. We ain't never duck no smoke. We the smoke detectors.
Yeah.
Put your mask on and say somebody else. That's where we come from.
We're going to talk about these playoff series second round. We were going to start with OKC LA, but fuck that. Knicks 76ers. I had the Knicks winning. This one. I think we were talking, and I didn't mean to take the lead. I didn't mean to bully you.
No, do your thing. No, people came to see you. They came to see you. We don't run from it right here, baby.
I had the Knicks because we were talking about it in the group, and they were saying Jalen Brunson is going to have a hard time with Tyrese Maxey. And I was like, I don't know why y'all think Tyrese Maxey is going to be guarding Jalen Brunson. I'm sorry, why Jalen Brunson is going to be guarding Tyrese Maxey at any point in this series. The Knicks have literally everybody else to throw at Tyrese Maxey, the way that the 76ers don't have everybody else to throw at Jalen Brunson. What I didn't count for, which I should have, is OG Anunoby again. At halftime, he was 3 of 3 from 3, 7 of 8 from the field or something crazy like that. OG Anunoby is on a heater, and that is the only reason why I picked the Knicks. But since y'all came in here talking shit, you unhumble bastards, I hope y'all lose. I hope Joel Embiid goes for 7 triple-doubles. Am I still salty over Game 6? No. I just don't like y'all. See, the thing is, I respect the game. I don't respect y'all. Knicks fans suck. Y'all are delusional, and I was happy, and I am happy for my boy Wortham and Rod. I'm happy for you too, Rod. I'm happy for y'all because y'all have had such pain, strife, and y'all were let down for so long. So many unmet expectations. So much money spent to be mid. So terrible at times. You had microfractured knees. You had Carmelo that y'all paid. You had Derrick Rose, which you ran into the ground. Y'all had all of these people that you destroyed to not win shit. So the fact that, and y'all are my friends, so I wanted y'all to experience the joy of winning. But then y'all had to be assholes. So I hope that you do what your history tells you and fail.
So I have a different opinion.
But I did pick Nick. I picked Knicks in 7 in this series, though.
I don't actually hate Knicks fans mostly. And the ones that I hate are the ones that just kind of exist in oblivion. But the fans that I know who are Knicks fans, they've had a long life of pain and strife. There's not a whole lot to just kick us while we down. And I ain't gonna lie, Hawks, it's been a struggle for us too. We've been in the same boat looking at each other between the times that we was looking at Michael Jeffrey Jordan do it to us. Then we looked at LeBron. Like, either way, we kind of been in this together. I don't like Carl Anthony Towns and his shit talking after the game. He don't never talk shit when he be down. And I don't like that. And I don't respect that. But I've told y'all since the beginning of the season, it is the Cavs It is the Knicks, and it's the salary cap. That is the battle that I've been waiting for since day one. Because y'all both have to win a championship, or you have to blow it up. And realistically,
I was going there, Rodney. That was my next point. I was trying to be goddamn nice. News worse: Knicks fans or Cowboys fans? Y'all are the same people.
Cowboys.
Y'all
fans.
are the same people.
Cowboys fans. Knicks fans.
No, at least the Cowboys fans won a championship. 3 in the 90s. The Knicks haven't won since the 70s. Right?
Correct.
Knicks fans are worse than Cowboys fans. Y'all have no reason to be so arrogant. Y'all have no reason.
Because the Knicks fans every year is our year. Cowboys fans legitimately every year is our year. And it never is.
I've never seen a franchise hang on so much to shit talk about being number 2. You know, their glory years outside of that championship is being number 2 to Michael Jordan. That's all they talk about. John Starks dunk. Y'all went home. Yeah. Like, what are y'all talking about?
That's the reason the majority of Knicks fans,
but y'all have given me 4 days of being disrespectful.
That's the reason that most Knicks fans I know haven't. They're along for the ride. They're happy with the success. They appreciate the team.
Not you, but you good, right?
Yeah, right. But the other part is, I mean, I said 2 things when you was dealing with the Knicks. This Karl Anthony Towns thing is going to be good until it ain't. And you're trying to outrun the salary cap. You're good because you've paid good players to be on your team. The thing is, if you don't win a championship this year, then you're going to have to get rid of some of those players. Now, what I am going to tell y'all that y'all probably don't agree with, and I probably don't care, OG Anunoby is the most valuable asset on this team.
Nobody disagrees with you. Well,
I want that. No, everybody 1,000.
They would take Brunson because Brunson is the New York hometown kid, but Cat can go. I like Cat. I like the fact that they played through.
I think that Jalen Brunson is the least valuable player because he is a small guard, and I keep telling y'all can have a small guard for as long as you want to. That will continuously be the death of you and the lack of your success. That is what it is, but not my problem. Also, if y'all want Kuminga and Ricochet, I will take OG Anunoby off of you.
They will run the entire front office out of New York if they trade OG Anunoby after he literally went scorched earth from game 4 on. Really, game 2 on. He wasn't the reason that they lost.
Whoever you trade, if you trade Cat, I ain't saying you starting over, but what is a reasonable replacement for a guy like that?
Oh, it's saying multiple players. You have to be able to re-sign Mitchell Robinson. You got to find a 3 shooting big. It would have to be not multiple players, as in you could pick from.
A culmination of
multiple
guys
players. You'd have to sign 3 people to replace Cat, or two. Because basketball.
I agree, Rodney. Y'all should fight life and death.
OG signed though. OG ain't going nowhere. It's Mikal Bridges that they're gonna try to trade, and probably the rest of the bench.
You can't. Mikal Bridges is only under contract for what, like $30 million? 2 $15 million players don't get you over the hump. There's 2 mid-levels.
What's the hump? They about to make they are. I picked them to beat the 76ers, and I think that they're the only team that can really challenge them is probably.
So we both picking the Knicks.
Yeah, I'm picking the Knicks here, but I think Detroit is gonna have a problem with Cleveland. But yeah, we picking the Knicks, but fuck y'all. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, and we're only picking.
And I hope the 76ers win. That's the only reason. But logically, you pick the Knicks. But I hope
later
the 76ers
demise
win.
So next up, let's go Pistons, Cavs. This is the 1 seed versus the 4 seed. You have the more senior experienced team in the Cavs versus the Detroit Pistons, who are the new guys on the block. You got Jalen Duren, who is going to be good, but Jared Allen should be able to give him a run for his money. And then you look at Tobias versus Evan Mobley, and that has to be food.
For who?
For Evan Mobley at $50 million. You have to kill
just
Tobias.
I mean, you thought Paolo had to kill Tobias too. And Tobias went out there and cooked Orlando and was talking to the bench. And I was like, well, now for me, this is going to be a rock fight. This is going to be a tough series to watch because it is you have a Sar who's going to take Donovan. And then you have Cade who is going to take James Harden. That to me is the potential weak link for the Pistons. Here's why. James Harden is a great foul baiter. He may not have the athleticism that he used to have, but Cade ain't used to guarding the best player on the floor. So, and he ain't used to guarding really because, well, I guess he guarded the second best player. But James Harden him and Trey are the inventors of the foul bait era. So he could get Cade in foul trouble. And the thing that we've seen with the Pistons is they ain't Karis LeVert ain't doing nothing.
Number one, let me tell you, as a guy who I was in love with when he was at Atlanta Hawks, I was like, damn, he is good.
Nathan.
CJ McCollum thanks you, my boy. Because as good as you were, CJ said, "Oh, okay." Let me tear the knob off. Yeah,
that boy went to the Grove and said, "What's that? Oh, that's low hanging fruit. That's what you did. Right. I can do that. Yeah. I do that all day." And then, but Isaiah Stewart, like now the bench is where it's going to be interesting because the bench. I think the Cavs.
So this is the thing.
Schroeder.
The Pistons have two exciting whites: Kevin Huerter, Duncan Robinson. These are both guys who have played in high pressure situations and have played well in high pressure situations. Can JB coach them up and say, hey, we need Red Velvet and Jimmy Neutron to show back up? Because if they can, they could be difference makers. Now, on the other side, you got Keon Ellis and you have Schroeder. They're not going to be nearly as much scoring, but they can defensively cause havoc. That's what I want to see. I think that, like I said, Mobley has to kill Tobias. Clearly, JB Bickerstaff says nobody can say shit to him about Tobias Harris. And
Tobias about to shit a brick, boy. You set him up. That boy, we sitting there blocks against Evan Mobley.
But if I'm JB, the thing that I can do is I can run Tobias around. You're gonna have to use all the legs that you got. And yeah, we do a lot of pin downs, a lot of pick and roll. I want Mobley chasing him. Because otherwise, if you let Mobley just sit there and guard him, it ain't nothing he can do, whether it's perimeter or definitely not in the paint.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make Tobias work on defense. It's the same thing. If you make Tobias work on defense, then it's gonna work because Duran is gonna be guarding him. Because then you can't put Tobias on Jared Allen. So and you're gonna have to punish Tobias.
Mobley gonna have to stop being soft.
He's 33 though. I'm about to say he's a grown man. Tobias, for whatever you think of him on defense, he enjoys playing in Detroit because he's a grown man. All these, as Bomani Jones says, all these tall dudes ain't big dudes. They just tall. You're gonna have to figure out.
That's the one issue with Evan Mobley is soft.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Jaren Jackson Jr. just, I would like to see, you see flashes of Mobley where you can tell he said, all right, well, I am really big and tall. I just flush on you. But
he at the end of the season, he just dunked on the Hawks the whole second half. I was like,
that is what you need to do to old man Tobias. Hey, come here, old man. Get right up under this rim, and I'm gonna dunk on you until your face dunk off. Like that's what you have to do. But I don't know if he got that killer in him. That's what these old guys want. And I don't disagree. You bigger than him. You stronger than him. Put him in the rim until it ain't no rim. Because you think about like what Kevin Garnett would do against something like that. Oh, he lunge. Tobias.
OKG was just like Evan Mobley, tall, skinny, athletic. Except
Murder.
KG will dunk on you.
Murder.
And then we'll talk all the way down the court and
Murder
say everything
him.
about you. So who you got? A lot of talking.
Mm.
And who y'all got, America?
Right. You see, I put that in the chat and nobody said nothing.
Yeah.
So y'all got this series. All is quiet on the Western Front.
I mean, these two towns that are destitute, right? Ooh, that's the wrong word.
I mean, it's squalor.
The times have passed by. Them old mining towns and GM plants. Hey man, shout out to the Republican Party. Another one. That's a great.
I'm gonna take the Pistons. Who you got? Even though Cleveland should get it done. Actually, I'm going Cleveland. I want Knicks versus Cavs.
You bit person. That's exactly what I was about to say. I'm gonna take Cleveland because I want Knicks Cavs.
I do want
because I want to see because and I will say this: if that happens and the Knicks and Karl Anthony Towns has a good series, the lore of Karl Anthony Towns, Caven, my guy, what's up? COA, we here. If Cat has a good series against the Hawks where he had 2 triple doubles, and then he has a good series against Embiid, and then he has to go and basically fight 1-on-2, then at that point, that's a good redemption tour for Cat. And he probably, if that happens, if the Knicks get all the way, whatever happens, and they do well and get to the finals, Cat will have put himself, I think he would have elevated himself in, well, I don't know. It's not too many bigs better than him that you would take, like Giannis, Joker, Embiid, if healthy.
If Cat wins one championship, do you take him over Giannis?
No. But I think what opened my eyes with Cat is the way that Mike Brown used him as
y'all figured out he could play defense. I can't.
No, the fact that they ran the offense through him and allowed him to play the Joker role. And he had 2 triple doubles, and they won by a combined 150 points, literally. So that's where I'm like, I want the Cavs to win, but I want the Knicks to play, but I want to see Karl Anthony Towns I will say, for as much shit as everybody talks about Karl Anthony Towns, I do want to see him go through his redemption tour because he's been through a lot.
Yeah, I think that
his mom, family, COVID, he deserves it. He deserves it.
And his dad still fighting.
Yeah, he deserves it, man. So
you
can't be no bitch either. Karl Anthony Towns. I told you I had the whiskey now. Ain't no filter now. Y'all brought it. Y'all brought me here.
But the way what they did to us, we can't. You got to at least wait till next year. Let that thing cool off first.
You better drop your voice a couple octaves. Keep it. Let it stay there.
If you win by 50, you can talk in whatever octave you want to around the house. Let me be very honest. So me and Reggie, we both taking Cavs and Knicks for the sake of basketball and just violence. To be completely honest, because Cavs and Knicks would just be a slobber knocker of fans. We're gonna move to the West, and I think the West would be a lot more
fair.
I don't know.
Fair. Me too. West. Now, I'm gonna say this. I thought the Spurs were gonna win, but I was gonna pick Minnesota, and the reason I'm saying this is because they're playing right now. I am Atlanta all day. I'm from here, dog. This is me. So if there's anything Atlanta, especially Southwest Atlanta, especially Ben Hill, I'm gonna go for Ant. It don't matter. The Spurs could have the Avengers. I'm gonna go Ant Edwards all day. And lo and behold, these mugs is playing, and they have the lead. And Rudy Gobert.
I'm from Augusta.
And I know you taking Spurs. I'm taking the Wolves. I'm taking the Wolves.
We want to bet 6-pack on that?
Man, I don't want to. That's an easy win for you, but I bet it.
I mean, literally, they're exchanging leads right now. This ain't easy. Rudy Gobert,
and they beating each other up down there,
right?
dog.
Like, let's be
Them been
very
on the
clear.
floor the whole first half. He was on the
Right.
ground. Man, Dylan Harper just dunked on everybody.
Yeah, like this ain't as. I think that everybody just kind of put the Wolves to the side, but the Wolves have been to the Western Conference Finals for 3 years in a row, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that's another reason I want the Wolves to win, because this, for everybody that's comparing Ant to MJ and yada yada, this is literally the MJ arc that we're seeing. This is literally the MJ arc. You keep getting to the finals and lose, or to the Western Conference Finals and lose, and then you finally break through when Jay McDaniels becomes well. You figure out what you're gonna do with Horace Grant, aka Julius Randle, and then you end up winning. Like, it's all set up. And he's on his Jordan arc, which would, as a millennial, y'all know, I know y'all folks like LeBron, and I love LeBron too. He's number 2, but that Jordan arc from Atlanta, you gonna be able to tell me shit. I already talk a lot of shit about Westlake. Shout out to Westlake.
I'm taking the Spurs in this, but I don't love it. I think that I would be uber cautious because of Ant-Man's injury.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm the only person who respects Rudy Gobert. I told y'all 10 years ago, this man was a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest defenders of all time. He's everything. He just doesn't do it in a manner where people like it. And due to his size, a lot, if you put him out there in the perimeter, yeah, he gets cooked. But I told y'all Shaq would get cooked the same way. Most of the bigs who are really big, man, if you put Shaq Laker out there on Luka, he is getting put in the blender.
Yeah, Laker. Shaq had 2 eras now. With 3.
I mean, but
pre-Laker, Magic, LA, and post-LA.
Everything not Orlando Skittles. Non-championship Shaq. Orlando Magic Shaq was one of the only thing that's close you'll see is Giannis. But he didn't win a championship there. But Laker Shaq.
Yeah, but you said you talking about guarding. You said have me an athletic guard. Like,
okay. It was about 3 or 4 years where that was the thing, and then after that, reality set in. But I mean, y'all know how I feel about Shaquille O'Neal too. I don't know how he gets past 5 in greatest players of all time. That's a different conversation for a different day. But I ain't got it.
Spurs.
I got the Spurs in this, but I think the Wolves can make it difficult. And once again, they kind of are like the Knicks, where this is
what is that word? Asapopolis? Rudy is Asapopolis.
Rudy is just not fun to watch.
He's terrible on offense. But he's motivated on defense, though.
Y'all say he's terrible on offense. He shoot like 90% from the field, too.
Yeah, I mean, they all dunks. But y'all said he ain't even get a one.
You can't stop. Who gonna stop him dunking on you too? Nobody. But
Wemby,
this
Wemby.
Okay. Wemby is tall, but Rudy is the equivalent of old man strength. Wemby.
Yeah.
When it gets physical, Wemby don't want no parts of Rudy. Rudy is tall and heavy. Wemby,
that's what's happening right now. Wemby has been on the ground.
Right. And
okay.
And then finally,
do you think Ant should have came back before we go? You think Ant should have came back?
I don't think that going to the Western Conference the last 2 years in a row, I don't think there's anything like he wasn't gonna. He said it. I'm gonna get out there no matter what. Is it wise? Probably not. But is it wise to start over next season and try again? OKC's still gonna be there. Wemby is gonna be taller next year. Like all of the things are going to be even more real next year. It ain't no running from it.
You said Wemby gonna be taller? That boy gonna be 7'6".
Oh, I read a book and I had a growth spurt.
Yeah. Be like, sure, man.
Bruce Lee came to me in my dream. He spoke to me for 4 hours. He taught me about everything. No, bro. I don't want him to. I don't want Wemby to be any stronger. I don't want him to be any smarter. Every opportunity I got to beat him, I'm trying to beat him before he gets any better. So yeah, I'm coming back. And then finally, OKC versus the Lakers.
I left it. I did some laundry today, and I hung up all of my clothes. put away my socks, put away my shoes, went ahead and everything. And then I had to find something and I couldn't find it.
What,
And
Lakers
what I
practice
found
song?
out was, no, it was my belt. My belt was in OKC.
Belt to ass, belt to ass.
Because
they gonna
OKC
put that belt to ass.
They about to beat the shit out of LA. And I shout out to LeBron, and I wasn't say that earlier. Everybody was hurt, and we got vintage LeBron. Game-winning shots, playing defense, getting to the rim, moving people out the way. Cool. Let me tell you, Marcus Smart has had a resurgence. Marcus Smart has nothing for SGA. Nothing for Jalen Williams if he plays because he's got a hamstring.
Do it to Chet.
Do what? He can. He can do that to Chet. He can move Chet out the way.
Okay.
Nah, it ain't Chet. It's okay. You move Chet out the way. We're gonna put Isaiah Hartenstein right next to him. Now what you gonna do? We got Ebony and Ivory.
Future Atlanta Hawk.
We got white chocolate and vanilla. It's right there. What you gonna do? Ain't nothing, LeBron. And it's tight. It's gonna be tight. Now they'd have to have a game from Rui Hachimura, but the thing is, none of OKC is undersized. Everybody's like 6, except for one of the best defensive players they got at point guard. Other than that, everybody else is good. Keaton
Wallace,
brother.
Casey Wallace. And you got to remember, all of those guys are doing their best because they know they're gonna go somewhere else. They're on the Bruce Brown trajectory. I'm about to have to go somewhere else and get paid, and then maybe I can come back here the last year or two of my contract. But I'm leaving here soon and very soon.
Wemby has 10 blocks, y'all. We're in the third quarter. Wemby has 10 blocks. I'm gonna say that again. We're in the third quarter. Wemby has 10 blocks, and we're in the third quarter. He's gonna have a triple-double if he doesn't already.
Wemby has 10 blocks. The other two players on his team each have a block, and the Timberwolves have a combined 4 blocks. So everybody else has 6 blocks. He has 10 by himself.
And they're only up 1. That's the interesting part.
I don't think y'all understand 10 blocks is 10 possessions. He ended. 10 possessions.
Go ahead.
That don't include the possessions where I just say, oh, I can't find him, so I'm not shooting.
Exactly. And that's what I've been watching. I was like, every time they get the paint, they just move on out the way.
That's what I be trying to tell y'all about Rudy. Y'all be like, oh, no. What y'all understand is those are the possessions he stops. Then there are a bunch of possessions where you just don't shoot because you don't know where he is.
Now, I will say Minnesota has, with this dude Shannon Jr., as I watched this game,
Terrence Shannon, he is a freak. He's a freak athlete. That dude
he just got the rebound over Wemby. Now, I will say Wemby challenged the 3 and then got back to the paint to try to
not a great shooter, but Terrence Shannon, Ayo DeSumo, they got some guys there. They definitely made it happen with what they did. But what I'm saying is, and unfortunately, he's going to be a free agent at the end of the season. Another guy the Atlanta Hawks should 1,000% kick the tires on. If I get him for $20 million to be our backup point guard,
I think he's made $20 million playing for Minnesota. Whatever he was going to get paid, you can add $15 million to.
He was. I mean,
so if he was going to get paid 10, 15. He going to be at about 30.
No, everybody not that 30 number has to come with winning real basketball games. Or you get 30, just know
in the playoffs. They just beat the Nuggets.
No. If you get that 30, which they've already talked about a little bit because he's from Chicago, your ass will be back in Chicago. I don't hate that. I don't hate Buzelis, Giddey, and Ayo, but I've already seen that too. It ain't a slam dunk. I think
Ayo looks like he's better with the ball in his hands. That's the part that has been the light bulb for him, is that they let him have the ball, and it's like, oh well, he can get you 15, 10, and 8 easily. Now he does have Ant and Rudy, but he can run an offense.
if I'm the Suns and I could get him at $20 million and I could move Jalen Green, I could be interested. But I go get me a 3. But I think that is everything. We picked.
Yeah, I'm paying attention to the game. Listen,
we picked the
fuck
Spurs.
Norwood, if we ain't miss anything, take us out. We picked the games. Y'all see it. I'm a little drunk now, but fuck the Knicks.
Well, number one, fantastic podcast once again. Adios amigos to my Atlanta Hawks. It was great. It also feels great to have the number one baseball team in the entire world. Go Bravos, go Bravos, go Bravos. Number one, more black baseball. Shout out to Drake Baldwin proving us right as hell. Number 2,
and the Mets.
Shout out to Kevin the Bat. He back.
And the Islanders.
And
the subway, the L train, the I train, the J train.
No. Also, peace and blessings to my Tampa Bay Lightning. They got put out by the Montreal Canadiens too. It was a rough couple days. It was a tough couple days. But with that being said, number three, historically black college university. Your cousin went to, your auntie, the person you used to laugh, geeky in the back of church with. You went there, send some money over there. The historically black college university in your neighborhood, the one you go for homecoming, step shows, drinking up all the liquor, you eating up all the chicken, bruh. Send a couple dollars to support the historically black college university. Also, shout out to John Wall. What you do at Howard? You smoking the boots there. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the one that gave me a degree, Kevin a degree, Reggie a degree. The Hampton University. We only asked for $18.68 on behalf of the year that our university was founded. Outside of that, adios mi amigos. God is love, peace and blessings. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay moisturized. We out this thing.
Fucking chopped cheese as well. For collaboration, booking information, or any other inquiries, visit our website at www.thesplashcast.com. Every listen, share, and review.
Hold on. What should they do?
Until next time.
Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Be in for it.